hey guys, we are coming to you from our mudroom, and we thought maybe we could kind of move in here and get the kids to not terrorize us during this time. So we're going to go through Monday's WOD, and we're going to start with the warm-up. It is a Tabata, so you're going to set your Tabata timer for 8 rounds. You're going to work for 20 seconds, rest for 10, but we're only going to have 4 elements. It's actually 3 elements because we're going to do double unders twice. So we're going to start with air squats, then double unders, then mountain climbers, and then double unders again, and then you will repeat those 4 movements. And Levi's going to go over what all of these look like in just a second. I do want y'all to know that if you don't have double unders, that's okay. You can either work on double under attempts, or you can do singles, or if you have a short ceiling like we have in here in this room, you can do calf raises. And so we're gonna go through all of those things. Do you want to do that now?
Go through calf raises?
No, all of those elements and then do the WOD.
Yeah, so we'll just go through the warm-up.
We'll get really good at this soon. Someday!
Going through the warm-ups, like she said, we've got 3 movements. First one being air squats. We've done air squats in the past few warm-ups. Big thing there again, feet right outside the hips, pushing the knees out, staying on the heels the whole time, all the way down and all the way back up. Slow and controlled for the first round, second round, speed it up, add a little bit of intensity. If you find yourself coming forward on your toes, slow down and focus on sitting back on your heels. Make sure that you feel that weight on your heel. Be conscious of where your weight is on your feet. Then you'll do double unders. I'm not gonna do those here, like Jess said, depending on where you are. Do singles, do double attempts, whatever you need to do to practice. Practice. And then the mountain climbers. Again, here we're in that plank position, and we're gonna bring the foot all the way up to the hand and just swap back and forth. These don't have to be, again, that intense. Use them as a good stretch and a warm up for the hips. And then on that second round, add more intensity. Then you'll do doubles again, or singles, or whatever you're working on.
I wanted real quick, for those of you that are doing calf raises, you can always get an item like a bumper plate or anything that would give a little bit of height, and put your feet partially on there, and that will make your calf raises, it'll step it up a level. And so you can always use this to make your calf raises kind of increase that intensity. Okay, moving on to the WOD. So the core WOD, now keep in mind, I'm continuing to program the core WOD for our beginners, because we had quite a few people start with us right at the beginning of all of this craziness. So the core WOD is still going to be the same length, so it's an AMRAP for 16 minutes. You're going to do 10 front squats, 10 singles with the rope or calf raises, 10 deadlift, 10 more singles, and then you're going to rest for 1 minute. You'll look at the clock whenever you get done with that last set of singles, and then you'll just say, okay, this is my 1 minute rest. I will start at the next minute. You will just continue to repeat that over and over and over again with that built-in rest. For those that are doing the 1-day WOD, it is an AMRAP for 16 minutes again, with 15 overhead squats, 30 double unders, 15 deadlifts, and 30 double unders. And now we're going to show you guys how to do all of these different elements and different scales for all of the elements. We're going to be creative here. So if y'all ever have any questions about how to do these things, or if you have, we're not going to show you how to do things with a barbell. We do know that a few of you have a barbell at home, or a pipe even. And if you do, that's perfectly cool, like use it. And we're not going to be demoing that. So if you need help with that, you can always send me or any of our coaches a text for sure, and we can answer those questions. So starting with the core, we're going to do front squats, and so that's going to look like this if you have a kettlebell at home.
So we'll try a couple different things here. So kettlebell, front squat. Again, you just want to brace that kettlebell somewhere up here in front. You can hold it like this, it doesn't really matter. But you want it right here on your chest. Again, keeping it as close as possible so you can keep it to to the center line of your body. And then it's just that regular front squat. Same thing we did with the air squat. Down and back up. All right, keeping the weight on the heels, slow and controlled the entire time.
If you are not getting all the way to depth with your front squat or with an air squat, if you have a med ball at home, you can put that med ball behind you and use it as a gauge to know when you've got to past parallel. So for those of you that are not getting past parallel yet, even in an air squat, that's what I want your focus to be. Don't worry about adding weight to this workout yet. If you need a counterbalance to hold out in front of you to get to that depth, do that, but that should be your focus.
Yeah, and the big thing here is you're not sitting on the ball, so don't come down and just sit on the ball and then stand back up. You're just coming down, touching the ball, and coming back up. So your legs are engaged the entire time. Another option is to do, if you have a med ball, you can do front squats with the med ball too. So holding it up with your chest again, all the way down and all the way up. It's just like doing a wall ball, you're just not throwing it. And then with the dumbbell, if you have the dumbbell, this one you can hold several different ways. But anything to get it in that front rack, just like you're holding a barbell, down and up. Okay.
All right, now we have deadlifts. So deadlifts is a movement that we have in both workouts, the core and the 1-day WOD.
Okay, so deadlifts, again, with the same equipment we were just using with kettlebell, pretty straightforward. Just act like this is the barbell and you've got a narrow grip on it. Come down, touch the floor, and back up. Remember, we're not squatting in this. So we're not squatting down like this was a clean. We're keeping our butt up and engaging our hamstrings here tight the entire time. So we just touch and back up.
Notice where that weight is. No matter what weight you are using, no matter what element you're using, you're keeping it close to your body the entire time. He doesn't have it all the way out in front of him. It is super close so that he's able to use all of his legs to get that weight up.
Yeah. So up and down, it ends up right between your feet the entire time, just like the barbell would if you were using a barbell. Med ball, same way. Right between your feet, grab it on the sides, engage those hamstrings, and stand. Touch the floor, right back up. Keeping everything straight. Dumbbell, you've got a couple options. If you've got a heavier dumbbell and you want to just pull straight from the floor, you can pull like this. Again, engaging those hamstrings, stand up, touch, and back. Another option is to go one-handed with it. This is going to be a lot harder, but it's also a lot better and a lot more of a core workout. Down, touch, down, touch, switch to the other side, and just alternate every few reps.
You can do that one with the kettlebell as well.
Yep.
Okay, now is that difficult movement, the overhead squat. So if you're doing the core WOD, then this isn't for you. You're doing either front squats or air squats. But if you're doing the 1-day WOD, we've got overhead squats. Now, even if you're doing the 1-day WOD, you can still scale to front squats or air squats, of course. But the RX movement is overhead squats.
So with the kettlebell, just gonna bring that kettlebell back, overhead, good locked out position here. Everything stays locked out the entire time. Squatting down and back up. So it's a one-arm overhead squat. After you've done a few, switch sides. Same thing on the other side. All right, keep everything tight here the entire time and keep that bell locked out overhead. You do the same thing with the dumbbell. Locking it out overhead. Swap. Back up. So if you feel yourself coming forward on those, it's very easy to do. Slow down, get your feet back, get your weight back on your heels. If you feel like you're inclining too much, then I would change positions, either go to the front squat or maybe go with a lighter weight and focus on forcing yourself back on your heels.
I have a clean grip overhead squat, a more narrow overhead squat. So I will be doing my dumbbell overhead. If that is not, if that doesn't feel comfortable to you, please do not even attempt it. But if you know that you already have a narrow grip overhead squat, that's also an option. If you have a pipe or a broomstick at home, then you can work on your overhead squat with just that and work on getting down into the hole. I will be announcing tomorrow, well, this is actually, I'll be showing y'all this video tomorrow, but we will be announcing the class times on Sunday for our Zoom workouts. And if you want to have a coach sit in and watch your WOD and make sure that you are doing all the movements correctly and cheering for you and kind of being the clock also for you, then you can sign in to that Zoom meeting, and we'll let you know when those times are and what that ID number is for that. I'm also planning on posting a tutorial on how to use Zoom. I need to actually get a better understanding of it before I do that, but there will be lots of good information happening Sunday evening. Is that it?
That's it.
Good luck with this one, guys.